In this outcome, we move from finding information to working with it, using a whole toolkit of software and choosing the right tool for each job. In higher education, you'll juggle several applications, each suited to a different task. The real skill isn't mastering one program, it's knowing which to reach for and how to combine them. Over this outcome, we'll look at evaluating applications, presenting work with objects pulled in from different tools, and justifying your choices. Think word processors, spreadsheets, slides, databases, and online collaboration platforms all working together. Let's meet the core applications and what each is really for. A word processor like Word or Google Docs is for essays and formatted text. A spreadsheet like Excel or Google Sheets is for numbers, tables, and charts. And presentation tools like PowerPoint are for slides. A database such as Access stores and queries structured records, while collaboration platforms like Teams, Google Workspace, or Moodle keep group work in one place. Each has its lane, and things go smoothly when you keep them in it. The golden rule is to match the task to the application rather than forcing one tool to do everything. A spreadsheet is built for numbers and charts, a word processor for extended writing, and slides for presenting key points, not for storing every last detail. Picture someone trying to write a full report inside PowerPoint, cramped and unreadable, and you'll see why the right choice makes work faster and clearer. Evaluating that fitness for purpose is exactly what this criterion is after. Let's define the categories quickly. A word processor creates and formats text documents. A spreadsheet is a grid for calculations and charts driven by formulae. And a presentation tool builds slides with text, images, and media. A database, or DBMS, stores and links structured records, while cloud collaboration lets several people work on the same file at once. You'll likely touch every one of these in a single assignment. Compare two word processors and you see there's rarely one winner. Microsoft Word gives you powerful formatting, styles, and referencing tools, works offline, and is the standard for HE submissions, though the license costs and its live co-editing is weaker. Google Docs is free, brilliant for real-time collaboration and autosaves to the cloud, but has fewer advanced features and needs an internet connection. For a solo, formatted report you'd lean to Word. For a group draft edited together, Docs often wins. When numbers are involved, a spreadsheet leaves a word processor standing. Tools like Excel handle budgets and data with formulae, automatic recalculation, sorting, filtering, and charts. So functions like sum, average, and IF do the sums instantly and update the moment your data changes. The catch is that they're not made for long written text, and a single formula error can ripple through everything. Used for the right job, though, they're a genuine time saver. Let's try a quick one. Say you're tracking monthly study costs with travel at 40, printing at 12, books at 25, and data at 18. In one cell, you enter equals sum of that range, and it returns 95. In the next, equals average gives 23.75. Now change books to 35, and both totals update on their own, which is exactly why a spreadsheet beats a calculator when the numbers keep moving. Add a quick bar chart, and the biggest cost jumps out at a glance. Databases are worth understanding even if you don't use one every day. A database stores structured records and lets you search and link them efficiently. So imagine a reading list database with fields for author, title, year, and topic. Run a query, and it pulls every source on one topic in seconds. For most access to HE assignments, a spreadsheet will do, but knowing how databases work shows wider ICT awareness. A little organisation up front saves a lot of panic later. Set up clear folders for each subject and stage of work, and name files meaningfully with a version and date, something like ICT_assignment_V2_ the date. Steer clear of names like final or document 1, which tell you nothing in 3 weeks' time. Good file management quietly prevents lost work and frantic searching. Here's a routine worth adopting. First, organize, setting up folders before you start, then name well with version numbers and dates, and save often, keeping dated versions of your drafts. Back up using the 3-2-1 rule, that's 3 copies, on 2 devices, with 1 offsite in the cloud, and finally check the file opens in the format your college requires. A student whose laptop dies the night before a deadline is very glad of that cloud copy. Producing academic documents is about using the built-in tools, not fighting the software. Styles and headings create structure and let you generate an automatic contents page. Templates lock in consistent fonts, margins and spacing, and layout tools handle page numbers, headers, and footers. Meeting the required font, spacing, and word count is part of the assessment, so it's worth getting right. Once you set styles up, the whole document stays neat with almost no effort. Strong academic work often brings in objects from elsewhere. A table shows structured data clearly, a chart reveals trends, a diagram explains a process, and an image or short video illustrates a point, each inserted with a couple of clicks. For instance, you might paste a chart straight from Excel into a Word report to back up your figures. It's these integrated objects that lift a document from plain text to something genuinely informative. Let's see integration in action. Imagine you're building a PowerPoint on renewable energy that gathers objects from several applications. You paste in a chart created in Excel to show the energy mix, add a smart art diagram explaining how a wind turbine works, and embed a short video from a reputable source of a solar farm. Then round it off with a table of pros and cons. That single deck, pulling together chart, diagram, video, and table, is exactly what this criterion is looking for. Group work in HE increasingly lives online. Tools like Microsoft Teams and Google Workspace give you shared documents, chat and video meetings, while Moodle, a virtual learning environment, hosts your materials, forums and assignment submission. Together, they let a group co-write, meet and share files without ever being in the same room. That's a lifeline when 4 people have 4 different timetables. Here's how a group might actually use it. Picture 4 students preparing a joint presentation in Microsoft Teams. They set up a team channel and a shared folder, keep the slides in one shared file so everyone's always editing the latest version, and hold a video call to divide the work and agree a deadline. No emailing drafts back and forth, and the comments and version history show exactly who did what. You could run the same play in Google Workspace with Docs, Drive, and Meet. This criterion wants you to explain why you chose each application, not simply that you used it. A good justification links the tool to the task and its strengths. For example, I used Excel for the survey results because it calculates totals and produces charts automatically. Or I used PowerPoint to present because slides suit a spoken summary. It's even stronger if you mention an alternative you rejected and why. That shows reasoned judgment rather than habit. PowerPoint and Word solve different problems, so knowing when to use each matters. Reach for PowerPoint when you're speaking to an audience, want key points and visuals, or need to show a chart or short video, live and pace matters. Reach for Word when you're writing an extended, detailed report that a reader will work through privately, with full sentences, references, and formal structure. Pitching an idea in a meeting is slides. A 3,000-word report is Word. It helps to line up task, tool, and reason together. You'd write the report in Word for its formatting and referencing, analyze survey data in Excel because formulae and charts update automatically, and present findings in PowerPoint because visual slides suit a talk. Group work goes in Teams or Workspace for real-time co-editing, and you submit through Moodle, the college's official drop-off point. Spell out that chain and your choices look deliberate, which is the whole idea. The best assignments show several applications working as one workflow. You might research in a database, analyze in Excel, write in Word, present in PowerPoint, collaborate in Teams, and submit on Moodle, with objects flowing between them. An Excel chart into Word, a diagram into your slides. Choosing and justifying that mix is precisely what this outcome assesses. The strongest answer isn't about one clever program, it's about tools cooperating, each picked for a clear reason. Let's recap the toolkit. HE Study draws on word processors, spreadsheets, presentation tools, databases, and collaboration platforms, and you evaluate them by matching each tool's strengths to the task. You manage files with clear folders, sensible names, regular saving, and 3-2-1 backups, and you produce documents using formatting tools with objects like charts and video pulled in. Above all, you justify each application by linking it to the job it did. That wraps up the second outcome. You can now evaluate applications, organize and format your work, integrate objects from different tools, and justify every software choice you make. If you'd like to build on this, the further reading points to the study skills and academic writing guides listed, and there's plenty on the unit's Moodle to practice with, from templates to shared documents. The best next step, though, is simply to try an integrated workflow on a real assignment. These are the everyday digital skills that follow you straight into work.